Welcome to Giving Tuesday with Wheelchairs for Kids. We're so glad that you're joining us on Facebook Live. This is kind of exciting for us. We don't usually do stuff like this. But come on in, I'll give you a little bit of a tour. First, let me introduce you to Elizabeth Reinhardt, who I'm following.
You're facing yourself still, so you need to turn it around. There you go.
Oh, there we go. No, Elizabeth. I wanted to say hello. This is our operations manager. She keeps us organized and compliant and does all the good stuff to make sure we're doing things the right way. And she does all our videos too, which if you've ever watched them on Facebook or our YouTube channel would be awesome. I'm going to introduce you to our development department. They raise all the big money.
Hello.
This is Lauren, and over here is Diane.
Hi.
And right now they are getting our calendars ready to send out to all of our Guardians of the Wheel kids, which is a recurring monthly donation program, and to all of our major donors. And what page do you like best? What month is your favorite month?
My favorite is Christmas.
Of course. And what about you, Diane? What's your favorite one?
Mine has to be the Halloween.
Oops.
We're honestly into Halloween.
Oops, sorry.
Here are the holidays here. Nice one. Oh, that is not. September. The Halloween, which features our Halloween wheels. Oh, that is so
yes.
cute.
It's Issamar. That's adorable.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you in a bit. Keep doing what you're doing. They're having a really busy day today with Giving Tuesday. A really busy day. And we'll go back over here. And today we're raising money for our Colorado ski trip, where we're taking 20 kids from Tampa Bay out to Breckenridge, Colorado to try adaptive snow skiing. And here's just some pictures of previous trips. The kids absolutely love it. It's amazing, this trip. But I will keep taking you on a little tour. Let's see. We're going to head over to our programs department. And we have our programs assistant, Liz. And she gets all the applications ready and works with all the different advocates, getting us more and more kids. And she's doing too good of a job because we're overloaded. If you look at all those files over there, they're all boys and girls. And you can see we have every desk looks the same way. Unfortunately, Carly's not here today. And then we've got Kim over here who is expecting. And we're all betting she's going to have it earlier than she thinks she is. But they do an amazing. Not before Christmas. Okay, that's a good deal. But they both do an amazing job. And you can see by looking at our board, we always know exactly where we stand. So right now they're working on 67 kids. We've got 34 incomplete applications and 36 waiting to be assigned. So yeah, we're busy. And now I'm going to take you over to meet our programs manager, Miss Nina Shaw.
Hi.
And then we're just going to talk to you a little bit about wheelchairs for kids in general, but obviously this isn't straight.
It's the fun.
There we go. About wheelchairs for kids in general, and about our Giving Tuesday program, which is raising money, like I said, for Colorado. So, Miss Nina, how are you doing today?
I am great. It is a wonderful day, and I think we have to share a lot of information about us, about nonprofits in general, and about our amazing trip to Colorado.
Absolutely. One of the things I'd like to say about wheelchairs for kids is we're 12 years old, and we've helped over 1,400 kids already by providing wheelchairs, other equipment, home modifications, vehicle modifications, all at no charge to the families, thanks to people like you who help support us. We do not get any government funding whatsoever. And one of the things I'm proudest of is that we have a 4-star rating on Charity Navigator. We also have a 100 in Compass rating on Charity Navigator, and in platinum, we are platinum rated on GuideStar. So you can give with confidence to wheelchairs for kids.
But I'm going to interrupt you there for a second. Why is it important to have 4 stars out of 5 stars? Like,
No, it's 4 stars out of 4 stars.
I said 5 stars. I'm sorry, 4 stars out of 4 stars. Like, I don't know anything about nonprofits. Why is that important to me as a donor?
You want to make sure that your money is going where you want it to go, that it's going towards programs. Whatever a nonprofit's programs are, you want to make sure that the vast majority of the money is actually going to the program costs. So for instance, with us, it's either providing wheelchairs, home modifications, vehicle modifications, or providing our Wheelie Fun Days, which is our inclusion program, which is part of the ski trip. You don't want it going into a lot of salaries or a lot of overhead. So that is why it's really important to check out whatever charities you plan to give to. And you can check those out. Charity Navigator is probably the premier charity watchdog group. GuideStar is another good one. Charity Watch, there's several of them out there. But before you give, just look them up. I mean, 99% of the charities out there are doing a great job, but there's that
1%.
That 1%
really
can
let you
ruin it
down.
for everybody.
Mm-hmm. And how did Wheelchairs for Kids start, ma'am?
We started 12 years ago. I'd been working with children's charities for 12 years prior to that, and I kept seeing kids in wheelchairs that were falling apart. They were not suitable for the child, too small, and I used to complain about it a lot, and my husband finally said, stop complaining and do something about it.
Smart man.
And so we took his 401k and started this.
Wow.
And 12 years later,
Here we are.
and we're still doing great things for a lot of kids.
Okay. My next question is going to be, how did it feel getting that first hit his wheelchair?
Quivering chin moment would be a good way to explain that. It was really, really something to see that, okay, to put the plan together, to dream about it, and then to actually see it in action and to happen was amazing. And it doesn't get any less exciting as the years go by. I mean, Nina, you're a perfect example of this. She is the most emotional person I've ever met. And she loves what she does and taking care of the kids and that type of thing. Tell us a little bit about you and your job.
So I am a programs coordinator. I think I have the most fortunate job of everyone here because I get to work with the families, I get to work with the kids, I interview the parents, get to know the kids. Usually that's the first time I cry with a family, definitely not the last. And then we work together to get the child the exact piece of equipment the physical therapist has recommended that will be life-changing. Sometimes it's a wheelchair, sometimes it's a trike, sometimes it's a back chair, we never know. But as of that moment, their life has changed. And it's just such an amazing feeling getting that phone call or being there. We try to be there as much as we can when the equipment is delivered and being able to see the child, that aha moment when they transfer into the new chair and go like, oh, this is comfy. I fit here. It's wonderful. I love it. It hasn't gotten boring in 8 years.
No, she's been an amazing leader for this whole team, and she's definitely has the heart for this job. So we chose the right person.
Yeah.
So tell me about what's your favorite memory, whether it's kid and equipment.
My favorite memory. I want to say one of my favorite memories, and one that jumps out right now, is one of the first times I was trusted enough to do one of our inclusion events by myself, which was the first lead hockey that we did. And I was running around everywhere trying to make certain everything was well set for our kids. And seeing the kids go on the ice and just like the immediate smiles, and Shane yelled out, "Mom, I want to do this for always." Like everything made me happy. Like even the incorrect sentence was like, wow. That is one of them. Give me a second and I'll think of another one. Give me yours.
Oh man. It was a little girl who loved One Direction. So I'm going back a few years. And we were getting her a new vehicle lift for their van. Mm-hmm. And she was just so excited about that. And so we presented her with the vehicle lift. And obviously the family was very happy and she was like ecstatic. But then we surprised her and told her that we had tickets for her to go to One Direction. And she just cried, and her wheelchair was just covered with One Direction pictures. And that was one of the best things. But what happened with that was, it was one of the radio stations got us the tickets. So when she got there, she was actually sitting on the stage. They had a special place for her in her wheelchair on the stage. So it was at Raymond James Stadium. So a lot of her classmates and schoolmates saw her on the big screen on the stage. And she'd always been one of those kids that had been ignored a little bit. You know, kids didn't interact with her at school. Well, all of a sudden she's got all these friend requests and she was the most popular girl in school and she made some real friends that lasted a lifetime. But it was getting her classmates to recognize that she's just like them. She just gets around a little bit differently. Mm-hmm. And that was, I think that's one of my best feel-goods.
I agree with that. That's a great one. I feel we need to start talking about the most amazing adventure that's coming up.
Well, I agree with you.
I think that's what everybody wants to hear.
So, 2 years ago, mm-hmm. Southwest Airlines had a contest, and nonprofits were supposed to write in what their favorite, or what they would do if they received 50 round-trip tickets. So I wrote it and said, I would take kids from Florida skiing in Colorado, never thinking we would win, but we did. So then it was like, oh man, now I've got to take 20 kids to Colorado. But it was the best thing that has ever happened to us, and it was absolutely transformative. It was life-changing. It was absolutely amazing. So many of these kids had never been on a plane, never seen snow, and it was just the most amazing thing. So we did it again last year with a whole different group of kids, and we're doing it again this year with another new group of kids. So we're hoping that everybody will pitch in a little bit and help us a little bit. Thankfully today is Giving Tuesday, and the Broderick Family Foundation has agreed to match donations up to $10,000. Hey, Broderick Family Foundation! But if you can help in any way, if you donate $25, that is going to be
It becomes 50, yeah.
Yeah, I like that kind of interest. I need that bank account. But yeah, it's the most amazing trip. You can see back here, you know, our Giving Tuesday, and that this is a little bit about how your money can help. $25 will help pay for a dinner. $65 covers a half day of skiing. $180 pays for one hotel room night. $1,800 for a child's trip, and $3,000 for a child and a parent. And we bring a parent with all the kids.
Yes.
So
it's having the parent there, seeing the parents, how they start, because we start very early this trip.
Yes.
We start at 3 o'clock in the morning at the airport, and everybody's tired and grumpy, and not all of these parents have been social together before. Like, they've been to our events, but they don't necessarily remember each other. And I love looking at them kind of going, because we're all wearing our cool sweatshirts, so everybody knows who's part of the group. And they're looking at each other like, okay, he's going, and those two belong together. And then a couple of hours later, they're like hugging and they're friends. So yeah.
They're carrying each other's luggage.
Mm-hmm.
They're helping each other with, you know, their kids and so forth. And it's amazing how fast it happens. And it's really, really interesting to see the bonds form between the parents who share resources, they share ideas, but even more so watching the kids bond is really, really fun.
When we get there, one of our first activities is a pizza party, and it's within an arcade. And while we're getting ready, the kids get to play on the arcade. And within the first 5 minutes, you've got boys on the air hockey table, and they don't know each other's name, but they are as happy as can be, just competing with each other.
Yeah, it's so much fun, and you know, it's a pizza party, so what could possibly go wrong, right? Everybody loves pizza. The next morning we get up, we bring them over to BOEC, or Breckenridge Outdoor Education Center, and they get fitted for their ski, their sit ski. It's actually it's a bi-ski, but it's like a seat on two skis. And they meet their volunteers and just have a great time. But I think the most bonding thing to me is what happens that night. We go out for an Italian dinner with pizza and pasta and stuff like that. But then we come back to Beaver Run Resort, and we have a campfire. There's a fire pit. It's a fire pit. And, everybody has to go around, kids and parents, and say one thing about them that nobody else would know that would be interesting. And that's where it really opens up. We did that the first year thinking, oh, this will take a half hour. 2 hours later, we're still sitting by the fire, drinking hot chocolate, eating cookies and brownies and that type of thing.
Sorry.
It's timing. But I think that's one of the most things. And then of course, the next morning is the big day. That's the day they go skiing. So the kids go up on the chairlift with their volunteer and leave their parents behind at the bottom of the hill. And as we, the parents are all watching, and they ski, I'd say within a yard or two of the parents. And that's my most fun experience, because I love to make mothers cry. But happy tears. So if I can make a mom cry, then I've done a good job. So yeah, there's a lot of tears on that mountain when they see their kids skiing by, smiling, laughing, and just having the best time. And then of course, after a couple of runs, the kids have gotten smart and their volunteers are helping them. And as they come by, they start throwing snowballs at us.
And that's always so much fun. Sometimes parents are ready for them and they throw snowballs back.
Oh, that's true. That is true. So what are some of your favorite memories of Colorado?
So one of my favorite memories of Colorado, I think, was Trey. Trey had a really difficult time because he was afraid of heights, and kind of convincing him to do it was a little bit difficult. But we finally got him up the mountain. That was a whole other story we'll get into later. But I was able to ski with him on the way down and see him, how he came up with his own code words, like bear and fox, and the sense of accomplishment he had when he got to the bottom of the mountain. He overcame many fears.
Yes.
Accomplishing that. So that was a great one, number one. Number two was Hunter last year. Because Hunter does sled hockey. So he had a little bit better balance in the sit ski, because it's very similar to what they use in sled hockey. And his ski instructors or volunteers noticed that. And within the first couple distance, I'm not very good at measuring distance, but within halfway down the mountain, let's say that, they noticed that he was able to do it, and he had the poles that have the bottom like a ski. And they told him, okay, we're gonna let go, and you're gonna do it on his own. And I got to be there and see how he completely did it on his own. I know it's right.
She's crying. Of course she was crying. There's a lot of tissues around here. But no, it really is truly amazing to watch these kids just come out of their shell and change and realize that they can do anything. I think of one little girl who was like a sports fanatic now. There's a sport out there, she's gonna try it. Whereas when we first met her, she was very introverted, didn't really like to do anything, didn't socialize much. And now she's part of what we call the girls crew, which is our girls between 12 and 15.
Yeah.
And they are their own little crew. They hang out with each other, which never would have happened before. But she loves sled hockey. She's all over sled hockey.
She does baseball.
Water skiing, snow skiing. So to see them actually change their personalities and recognize that the world is pretty wide for them. It's not as closed off as they originally thought. So I think that's really amazing. And some of the parents feel the same way too. Like you got a letter this morning, wasn't it? You were talking about, was that this morning or was that yesterday?
I think it was yesterday because I don't remember which one you're talking about.
Where the mom said,
oh, yes.
I was just
The whisper.
whispering the child's name because I didn't know if I should say that.
It was a phone call, that's why.
Oh, sorry.
I spoke with his mom, and her son got a wheelchair from us in November. And she was like, I knew it was going to be, he was in a manual wheelchair and he got a power wheelchair from us. So that gives him independence. He doesn't need to be pushed around. That's a very big difference. And Mom was like, I knew it was going to be different, but I didn't realize it was going to be this life-changing. She said, my son has been within arm's length of an adult his entire life. And now we went to Universal and he was free. He was independent. He could make his own choices about where to go. Think of that. That was like, it made me quiet for a second and then I cried and then we laughed.
You can walk into Nina's office anytime and there's tears.
Yes.
And then we just laugh at her.
Very
But
much so.
she's got the heart for this, that's for sure.
Thank you.
I don't know how we're doing on time.
We got about 10 more minutes.
All right. Go.
Oh, do what I'm talking about. Okay. So, what was, let's see.
What's all included in the trip? So when you bring the kids on this trip, give them an idea of everything that's included for this price that we're asking, the $65,000 to bring these kids.
Okay.
Sure. Airline tickets for the child, obviously the child and one parent for everything. So it's airline tickets, ground transportation, and we use a motor coach with a wheelchair lift on it. We also get a box truck to bring the wheelchairs in behind the motor coach. All meals. 4 nights accommodations. I was like, what are we
Very important at a ski resort. So just
four nights accommodations at a beautiful ski resort that is right next to the chairlift, so that the parents can get to it easily, and so that the kids can just get in their skis at the resort and then ski down to the lift. So it's a ski in, ski out place. Some other activities.
we have a party for them. We try to make even different activities where kids get to be kids and get to socialize. So we have the fire pit where we're just hanging around and having chocolate and talking, and then we have a party where we have games. We have hot potato. We have a special game that I'm not going to tell you about because if anybody's watching, I don't want them to know. It's a surprise. And if those of you that know, don't share. But we have other activities that build a community, build long lifetime friendships between our kids. I think we've got it all.
And the skiing. The skiing is included.
And each child skis with 2 instructors.
Yes.
One is steadily holding the sit ski or the bike ski, and the other one's kind of supervising, making sure nobody around them gets too close.
They're the blocker. If you like figuring, into football, they're the blocker. They stop everybody else from coming around them.
And it's really, you'd think they'd go on all the easy slopes and just like the bunny slope where no, they go up high. They go on the black ones where they have jumps. Even when the weather was a little bit too cold for me, they were up there and they were having a blast. You could hear the laughs.
Oh my gosh, they wouldn't get off the hill. The parents were freezing down at the bottom, waiting for these kids to come out. I'm like, Oh, they're going back.
He wants one more.
Do we really have to watch again?
That cheer section. Did you talk about the cheer section?
No, the cheer section.
That's Matt's favorite. Go ahead.
Yes. So the cheer section is right underneath the chairlift. So the kids are going up right above their parents' heads and they're skiing down right past them. And the parents all gather there and we bring these little cowbells and scream and make all kinds of noises as the kids are coming by. And so you're looking up the hill and you're like, who is that? Is that Kylie? No. Who is? I'm not sure. Angelina? I'm not sure who it is. And as they get closer, we recognize who it is. And we all start screaming their name and just yelling and causing a ruckus. And I know one time I was walking towards the cheer section and I heard these people go, what is going on down there? It sounds like a wolf pack. And I just thought that was hysterical.
It was. I think that same day I was at the little cafe getting something warm because it's cold. And the people in front of me were talking, did you see there's a whole group of wheelchair kids here? And I'm like, yeah, I went from Florida and we're freezing.
And then another thing I think is, this is the coolest thing to me, is the skiers up on the hill start to recognize our group, our kids. And they would, like if the kids were coming down, they would stop skiing and they would clap.
Yes.
As they were going by. And I know that's making me now I'm the one that's like, that to me was so cool to see, you know, these
The participation, like the natural participation of everybody around them being proud.
Yeah.
I get that.
And just people just stopping skiing and clapping as our kids came by. Coolest thing ever. That was really neat feeling.
Another really awesome memory that we got to live both years we were there is the kids ski on Monday and Tuesday morning when we walk into breakfast. Both times it happened, a parent was like, look Nina! And we were on the front page of the newspaper.
I thought you were gonna go with, this has happened. So we get there dead tired because we've been up all night. We do our pizza party, go back, everybody goes to bed. You wake up the next morning and it's snowing. The biggest snowflakes, and you walk outside and our families are all outside.
Yes.
They're all out there playing in the snow, snowballs, building little snowmen. It's great.
I remember the first time I saw snow, it was like maybe 1/3 of an inch of snow. We shoveled everybody's driveway just to be able to build a snowman. That was about that high. So I get it.
I grew up in Canada, that was not the case. But I think we should start telling everybody a little bit more about Giving Tuesday, and hopefully you'll want to help us create memories for 20 new kids to go skiing like us. So if there's any way you can help us, you can go to wheelchairs, the number 4, kids.org/Colorado 2024, or you can call us at 727-946-0963. And go ahead and donate. Anything that's donated today, remember, it's being matched up to $10,000. So hopefully you'll help us out and get us some new kids. Oh, we should have had the kids' pictures up that are going this year.
Every
How fast
little
can we
bit
do that?
How fast? I mean, pretty fast.
But yep, those are the kids that you'll be funding. So if you donate to us today, you will know where every penny is going. It's going to get these kids to Colorado. And we hope that you can help us out.
I will obviously share videos and pictures of it later.
Yes.
So you'll not only know where it's going, but you'll be able to see where it went. Like, it is going to be very clear.
And you can say, I did that.
I made that happen.
Yeah.